very well somebody telling you to have a brief contract. But when was the last time you saw a brief contract? When was the last time you saw a set of terms and conditions that didn't somehow peter out into some sort of series of boilerplate miscellaneous clauses about things like waiver or severance or notices or stuff that didn't seem very important, didn't seem core to your transaction or project? Well, one of the ways that I look at simplifying and creating briefer sets of contracts is to do a contract map. So first of all, I take all the different elements of the contract and I log them into a table. And that may mean that in each clause, there's more than one purpose or intention. There could be mixed messages in a single paragraph. So I map each of those individually and work out whether they're needed or whether they're just kind of filling in the gaps. So that's the first thing, is to work out exactly what each of the elements talks about and how important it is. So you could rank it if you know your subject really well, or you could just take a view as to whether or not it's commercially imperative to include that in the sort of contracts you have. The second thing that I would tend to do is not just look at, is it necessary? And that's the core of brevity. Is it necessary for this transaction? But how would it be structured? Because what you really want is a contract where the parties can work out what their obligations are, the responsibilities quite easily, that we have similar concepts dealt with in the same topic heading, and so that it flows in a logical manner. So it goes from working with what the contract means, how the contract is entered into, down to ending the contract and claims and disputes. So you don't have a sort of lack of chronology, you don't have a lack of flow, you don't have one party referred to in every single kind of little bits and bobs, so it's kind of like a jigsaw that you can't work out what the picture is. What you want is a contract which is easy to complete, easy to extract your own obligations from, and that just has what is necessary. Now, one of the things that I often see when people have a contract is that they have a whole load of optional clauses that deal with different types of clients, different types of services, different jurisdictions. And they tend to often have them in the body of their terms and conditions. So there's also all sorts of sort of drafting notices that says, if A, then choose this clause, if B, choose this clause. And then it has places where you write the address for notices, and it may have things to do with specific jurisdictions, and it may have all sorts of sort of payment terms that you have to fill in. Well, that makes it really difficult. So a brief contract might also extract all the project specific information into a key data table of contract particulars, contract data, key data table. And that would just be on the front page, which says who the parties are, date, price, time, all that kind of stuff. So then you've got all the project specific information in one simple place. You could pin it to your notice board, stick it on your fridge, wherever you are at the moment working, and you've got everything you really, really need to focus on in one place. So being brief is about including what's necessary, but also making sure that the stuff that's most important gets seen first. The stuff that you really need them to pay attention to, what you're doing, when you're going to get paid, that kind of important stuff, is center stage, not hidden amongst a small print, not halfway through a clause, not a bit here, a bit there, and you have to kind of meld it together so like some sort of complicated jigsaw. Brevity is about making sure that people can find what they need and understand it as well. So think about what process you would use. This is a process that lots of other contract designers, legal designers, contract visualization specialists use to try and set out, first of all, is it needed? Second of all, where should we put it? What is the flow of this information through the document? And how can we represent it in a way which makes it easy for other people to access? That may mean using icons and visuals and timelines and flowcharts. It may mean simple text, or it may mean video pop-ups, who knows? But make sure that your contract focuses on what's necessary for the parties to know, that it's only what's necessary, and then you stop. Don't just keep going because you're bored of your own company. Particularly, don't keep going if you don't know what those extra clauses mean. So focus on what's important, the how, the why, the what, the where, the who. And then when you've realized you've got enough, just stop.